cats, it's Ed Mystic Bud here. Today I'm going to peer into my crystal ball and try and predict my final race time for the upcoming Yeovil Half Marathon 2022. Thanks for joining us on the channel, guys. It's always appreciated. If you've yet to do so, hit that subscribe button and also click the bell below for notifications if you're into shoe content or you just really love the channel. Also give us a thumbs up, like and share this video with your running buddies. Danke schön. So the upcoming Yeovil Half Marathon on March the 27th. Seems like ages since I last ran this one. I think it was in 2019 in fact. I've been tapering off the mileage and getting in lots of stretching, rolling and resting. Ready for a full-on race effort. Bring it on. Last time I took on this race was back in 2019. I finished with a time of 1 hour 35:49, which I was actually really pleased with, I've got to be honest. I was feeling pretty good up to the last couple of miles, but sadly the last section of the race is kind of all uphill and yeah, it took a toll on me. Still a good time though. I quickly improved on that time with a 1 hour 34:29 in the Heron Half Marathon a couple of months after it. Now, that's a long time back. I know I'm in much better shape now, ready for this 2022 version. I ran a 1 hour 31:49 back at the Bristol Half Marathon in September of 2021. So I think that shows a bit of potential there. I was going very well up till mile 10 or 11. It was pretty warm that day, and I think I had a gig the night before. I only got to bed about 1:30 or something, so I certainly wasn't well rested for that one. What could I actually manage though if I'm well tapered and rested? I'm going to make a prediction first, based on how I'm feeling, how all the training's been going recently, taking into account time trials that I've done over the last year or so, and going on all the information that I've got, coming in via technology and my soul. Well, I'm going to go for 1 hour 32. Bang on. Have to take into account though that this race has more elevation than a number of the other half marathon races I've done over the last few years. In fact, the closest one in terms of elevation is actually the half marathon time trial I did back in February of last year. That's the closest I've got to breaking 1 hour 30. I think it was like 1 hour 31, something like that. Round about the same level of elevation, so yeah, maybe I could do it. Though I do think the lower temperatures I had on that time trial did help. I think it was only about 1 degree outside, and I do seem to operate much better when it's cold. The Garmin Epix is always barking at me about my running performance always being that little bit better when it's colder. I think it's my Polish blood and heritage. It's looking like it's going to be about 8 degrees C, which is 46 Fahrenheit, with a light 5 to 10 mile an hour wind on the Sunday for the race. No rain forecast, which is a good thing. And there's going to be some clear skies. I might even have to dig out the shades. Kind of spot on temperatures really, somewhere between 5 and 10 there is ideal for me. It'll certainly be a lot cooler than that Bristol half. I think it's about 15 degrees that day. Some of you might be saying, well, that's really cold, Ed, what are you complaining about? But don't forget we're in Great Britain here. It never really gets that warm, it never really gets that cold. You know, it's our job to complain about the weather. That's what we do. I think the winds are going to pick up later in the day to about 20 miles an hour, but I'll be done and dusted long before that happens. So what do some of the online race predictors make of my chances? The Tanda race predictor, based on my 10-mile time during the Bristol half, plus weekly average mileage and trailing cumulative weekly time, gives us a 1 hour 31:55 for the half distance. There's a weirdly slow 20 minutes 59 seconds for 5k there. I know I've done much better than that. That's like some way off my PR, like a minute 15 or something. It's the same around the 10k predicted time as well. I've easily done better than that, probably by about 45 seconds. This one suggests I'm perhaps overperforming a little bit on the shorter distances like the 5 and 10k, but perhaps I don't pace myself as well for the half marathon. I know that to be true. I always seem to go out a little bit too hard, a little bit too hot. I need to really focus on the Yeovil Half Marathon on Sunday, make sure that first mile is round about sort of 7 minutes per mile, maybe a little bit under that. I must learn to control myself. Don't want to head out the blocks too hot, just keep it nice and consistent. Again, based on that 10-mile time from the Bristol Half Marathon, which is pretty much my PR over that distance, the Runner's World predictor reckons upon a time of 1 hour 31:33. So a little bit off that 6 minutes 51 seconds per mile target pace pace that I want. It's not far off though, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's kind of in the ballpark. Again, considering that the temperatures over that Bristol half were about 15 degrees C, which I think is about 59 Fahrenheit. The sun was in my eyes, I had no shades. It won't be anywhere near that hot on the Yeovil half, so yeah, maybe I could get there. It's certainly given me a bit of faith, bit of hope that some of these predictors are giving me some times that are doable. Seems pretty realistic to me, given how tough the last 3 miles are of that Bristol half, where it's sort of windy. It certainly cost me a minute or two there in the final 3 miles of that race. That's where I lost out, I think. I was on the money pretty much all the way until that point. The Omni race predictor, again, based on my 10-mile time of 1 hour, 8 minutes 43, says 1 hour 31:29, which is almost spot on in terms of the runner's world predictor. 3 different predictions there, all around 1 hour 31 to about 1 hour 32. I'm going to err with 1 hour 32 though. I think I can pretty much nail that. Promising stuff, though I have had to claw back my fitness after that injury in October. I was on top form round about that time. I remember actually on the run where I got injured. I was flying, it felt really good, real easy to hit those kind of 6-minute 40 per mile speeds. In all honesty, I don't feel as if I'm quite back there again yet. Not perhaps from a physical perspective, but more a psychological one. The last few weeks as well, for my family at least, have been hammer blow after hammer blow. It's been a really trying time for my family. It's been tough. But the wrist technology says a very different story. As per usual, my Garmin watch suggests that old torpedo feet Budzinski is some sort of atomic superman. The VO2 max score of 62, which is pretty much the highest it's ever been, and it reckons my fitness age is 33.5, which I'm really loving. I'm 42 now, coming at 43 soon, so yeah. Do I feel like I have the body of a 33-year-old? Oh yes. Most of the time anyway. I don't believe the watch's frankly bonkers suggestion that I could run a half in 1 hour 21:31. That's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, Garmin, but it ain't happening. Especially on that Yeovil half course, which has got some very tough elevation later on. The predictions here seem to have plummeted actually since I got some really hard long runs in over the last few weeks. I've got some faster miles into the duration of those runs, and it really has had a massive effect on the predictions. I think those have forced the Garmin software to make some quite drastic changes to what it reckons I can actually do. So maybe I do have it within me. We shall see. So what's it to be, people? Let me know your predictions for my forthcoming half marathon race down in the comments. Also, if you're going to be at the Yeovil Half Marathon, let me know. I will have the GoPro. Musical interlude time. Today we've got One for the Modern by Ocean Colour Scene. Again, it's one of those albums released in 1999 when there were just so many good bands around. Fantastic songs, brilliant music all the time. I think I've actually bought this album in Asda in Bournemouth. I don't know why I remember that, but there we go. First couple of tracks on this album are fantastic. Really brings back some memories of actually walking down Lansdowne Road in Bournemouth. While I lived there, I think I only ever got wet from the rain about 2 or 3 times. Profit and Peace, well, that says it all, doesn't it, really? A very apt record for what's going on in the world right now. And I love some of the instrumentation on the tracks, so low. Really beautiful sentiment to a lot of these songs. There's some real heartfelt lyrics on this album. It sounds like it's been produced by a load of humans rather than robots. Absolutely worth checking out this one, guys. One for the Modern by Ocean Colour Scene. Thanks for tuning in, cats. Always appreciated. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, that you hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. You can also join up and become a member of Eddbud Running Shoe Reviews. There's 3 different tiers with loads of different perks available to contact me and the viewers that little bit more. Give this video a thumbs up, like, and share it with your running buddies. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you